We hope you've had a great Memorial weekend and enjoyed time with family. This week we recap the Lady Bears Lacrosse team making history, claiming their second title win. Watch those highlights and interviews here. We also caught up with Principal AJ Gilmore to discuss the success of the school year and details on graduation. This month, Miller Medical has introduced their providers and services to the community. Today we have Jessica McCulloch and some summer safety tips from her.
You were just telling the girls about making history. Tell us what that was.
So, the history is we're the first two-time state champions in the state of Utah in lacrosse out of all classifications. And not only that, we made history in a lot of ways. We have the only two 4A state championships in the state of Utah. We're 3-time undefeated region champions, and you got to give Mountain Crest a lot of credit tonight. They did come out and they battled, even when they were down by double digits. They still came out and they just kept battling. So it was really nice. I like that.
And you guys had a really dominant season. You were dominant last year. At what point do you feel you and you girls knew you had it?
Today, truthfully, I didn't want to let the girls know that I was feeling pretty confident at halftime. We went in and we made some adjustments. We came out. I think we were just a little amped for today. It's a big game, and they all want to give everything they got. And we got in a little bit of foul trouble, and we had to play man down for 12 minutes of the game. So that didn't really help out. But you know what? Truthfully, when we went down by that man for the rest of the game, I love the girls, how they responded and got the ball back, and they basically let our player know, hey, we got you. It's not a big deal. So that's when I feel like they knew they had it. So there you go.
And so that player to go out was one of your seniors. You have 9 seniors who are going to be leaving the team. A lot of them are key players. Tell me what that's going to do.
We're going to have some holes we're going to have to fill, and there are some big holes that we got to fill. But when you start looking at what we've got coming up, there's a lot of good things coming for Bear River. The girls lacrosse culture that we've created is here to stay. So I love our juniors coming back. I love our sophomores, and we got some dynamic freshmen. And you start looking at the Little League program, there's some girls coming up through that as well. So big things are coming.
And so what's your send-off to your seniors?
The send-off to the seniors is thanks for the ride, because truthfully, it's really been 4 years because of the COVID year, but those 3 years have been a fun ride, and they are a big part of why we have the state championship here today and last year, and the 3 undefeated state champions. And I love them like my own daughters. That's all I can really say about that. So.
And you mentioned the programs coming up. What can we expect from Bear River Lacrosse next year?
I really think you're going to see a lot more of the same. You're going to see a lot of the aggression, play physical. We play hard for 50 minutes, and if you don't bring it for 50 minutes, it's hard to beat us. So I think that's what you're really going to expect. Got some beautiful up-and-comers coming up, and it's going to be fun to see how much they develop when they have to be the one to take the reins. So it'll be fun.
And I'm sure you've heard that softball coach Calvin Bingham just retired with 11 championship titles. Are you on a path to do something like that?
I'm just going to enjoy this one right now.
Mickelson, you are one of the fastest girls out on the field, and today you had one of the fastest goals I've ever seen, 14 seconds to get your first of 5 goals. Tell me the thoughts.
I was just super grateful for my team and just so pumped up with adrenaline and ready to go.
And what do you attribute, I know obviously you guys are a very good, solid team, but what do you attribute your success today to?
Honestly, I attribute it to just the relationship that we all have. We all just feel like sisters, and it's such an incredible bond that I've honestly never had with any other team before.
You guys are going to lose Kirsten graduating. She's been your leading scorer. Are you hoping to step up to fill that role next year?
Yeah, I'm really sad that they're gone, but I feel like that we can do really good and work together as a team to just keep doing better.
And how does it feel to be a two-time state champ?
Oh, so cool. Like, it feels so unreal. Like, it doesn't feel like it's happening.
Well, congrats. So, Wilkinson, you're just a sophomore, and you scored a hat trick in your second championship game. What's that feel like?
It's amazing. I think that just we can see everybody and how hard we've all worked to come to this time, and like our teamwork is just amazing to get everybody to score. Like, it's great.
8 Bears scored today. What do you guys attribute that success to, and how are you able to do so frequent?
I think that we really preach team chemistry on our team. And so when we play for each other, and we like to pass and we like to get assists. Like, we teach that assists are just as important as the goals.
And what can we expect next year from Bear River Lady Lacrosse?
More hard work, more like grit, and more wins.
Laura Moore, you got a hat trick today in your state game. Tell me what that feels like.
It was pretty awesome, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, a lot of everything came from my team, obviously, but it was just awesome to be out there with the team and get that, so yeah.
How does it feel? You're a 2-time state champion. How does that feel to have that headed out as a senior?
Honestly, it's pretty awesome. I definitely can rub it in my siblings' faces because they never got to do that, and so I'm excited about that, but it's just, it feels so good.
And what's your advice to your underclassmen?
To just have fun and live it up, because I know it's super cliche and to say that like it goes by super fast, but it goes by way faster than you anticipate it to. So
Bethany, today in the state game, you went coast to coast to score a goal. Tell me what that was like.
Oh, it was great. They last year or the year before that, they had me playing wedge so that I could do that. But this year they had me switched up just a little bit, but it's my favorite thing to do. I love it. I just love running.
So you're on defense. They switched things up, and you were still able to make that happen.
Yeah.
Just tell me a little bit about the defense today and the chemistry there.
So it's usually just me, Savannah, Josie, and Tabitha, and we're all pretty close friends and stuff, and it's just like us four, so we're like a little wall, and I don't know, we all get along pretty well, so, you know, we work great as a team, yeah.
How does it feel to be a 2-time state champ and know you get to come back next year?
Oh, it feels great. I'm so excited for next year. I can't wait to see like what the team like brings and stuff, and we have 9 seniors leaving, so like next year I'm just excited to see who's playing and all that stuff.
Lacroix and Kirstead, you guys have been huge factors for this team for a lot of years now. This is your senior year. How does it feel to know that you were able to end it in this fashion?
I definitely think that ending it with like such a big win is the way to go out. I don't know. I feel like it would be hard if we had it one state or if we hadn't made it this far, because we would, I don't know. I feel like we would just be like, oh, our job wasn't finished.
You were able to end with that really great play, the assist from you to get Marley her hat trick. How does it feel to cap your season off with that?
Well, Marley and I have been playing together for 3 years, so it's cool just to end our season with such a nice goal.
I agree. I think so many people, like, they've told us after we do those like little like fast break plays, multiple people have been like, that's my favorite part of the game. So I think it was really cool to like end the senior year and all lacrosse with each other on like the cool play that we do. So yeah.
And what's your advice to your underclassmen?
Keep working hard in practice, but make sure to keep making it fun, because there's no point unless you're having fun.
I agree, and I'm a huge believer in documenting everything. Take pictures, take videos, make TikToks, do it all, because that's what you're going to remember it by.
Hey, Savannah, just tell me how it feels to be a 2-time state champion.
Oh, just amazing, actually, really cool. And making history too, first time in Utah, so really cool.
So really high emotions, really good emotions, but you had to go out 14 minutes early. Just tell me the thoughts that were going through your mind.
Probably first initial thought was, dang, I really just fouled out my last high school game. Like, that's just first initial thought. And then the tears just started flowing, and I was like, dang, like I really just let my team down. But then, you know, they just came back and even stronger, so it was really cool.
Tell me about the support in those moments and then just watching your team thrive.
Yeah, so actually one of the freshmen came up to me and they were like, Savannah, here's your water bottle. And I was like, oh, thank you, you know, just crying. And so she patted me on the back, and then I got after the 2 minutes, and everyone was like, Savannah, you did really good. Like, I'm proud of you, you know. So it was really cool. Super commending, so yeah.
And as a senior, what's your advice to your underclassmen?
Oh, definitely play with everything you have. Have the passion, have the heart. Make sure you play with everything you've got every time. Leave it all on the field.
I'm with AJ Gilmore, the principal of Bear River. You've been here for 4 years.
Yes.
Just tell me a little bit about the experience you have and how you got to this point.
Wow. Wonderful 4 years. It's been great. A lot of kids. My first year was COVID, so that doesn't even feel like a real year, but it was a real year. Started off as an elementary teacher. My whole goal was to be an elementary school principal, and now I'm a high school principal, so I don't know if I'll ever have my dream, but it's been good. The community's amazing, the kids are amazing, teachers are amazing, staff's amazing. I can't complain. So.
Well, there's quite a difference between elementary and high school kids. What have you liked and not liked?
I love the fact that I can have a conversation with them. I mean, I can talk to them, I can reason with them. Little kids just love you, and they'll do anything you ask you, but these older kids, you can reason with them, and they respond to you. So it's been fun that way.
So with another school year wrapping up, what do you feel have been some of the highlights for Bear River?
Highlights, man, there's a lot. We made it through another year. Kids are coming to school, they're growing. We've asked our teachers to stretch. They're getting better. They're learning how to connect better with kids and love them and push them harder. We've had a couple of state championships. At the end of the year, thank you softball, thank you girls lacrosse for pulling through for us. Just the fact that kids they're smiling and they like coming to school, I think, is a win. And we hope that the next year we can keep doing the same thing. So there's too many things to compliment, but man, it's a good day to be a Bear. So.
And I know you kind of mentioned like your teachers. I know there's a lot of people around you who support you, and you probably can't name them all, but just tell me kind of the core people who help you make sure the school functions properly.
Yeah, it's still, even after 4 years, it's amazing that so many things happen, and I have no idea how they happen. But that's kudos to my assistants, Taylor Jackson, Jacob Balls, Clay Chernus. Without them, it wouldn't happen. And then our secretarial staff. They do so much, from our registrar to financial secretary to everyone. So all our front ladies here in the office are amazing. Without them, things don't happen. And then our teachers, and then the cooks, and then the custodians, and then the paras. I mean, and then our coaches. Without all of us working together, we don't succeed. And don't forget the parents. I mean, as much as we love parents, sometimes they're hard. But they're hard because they love kids and they want the best for their kids, and we're fighting the same battle, but sometimes we fight each other, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, without all of us coming together, we don't have a strong school or a strong community. So really, I might be the face of the school at some level, but it's not me, it's all of us. So that's what's fun.
Okay, and tell me about senior pranks. Have you had any of those so far?
Do I have to admit that there was any?
Any worth mentioning, maybe?
Well, there was one, but it never got documented, so it's not real, right?
Right.
No. I don't know how many Post-it notes were posted, but man, there was Post-it notes all over in the office, all over the ground in the commons area. They were everywhere. I don't know how much money was spent on Post-it notes, but there was Post-it notes everywhere. So.
Well, and most people who know you have a sense of humor. Over your years, how would you rank some of these pranks? What's maybe one of the best ones you've ever seen?
My most favorite one with COVID was kids broke in and they hung a for sale sign on Bear River High School. They said, for sale, we're not even using it anyway. I don't know if you'll ever be able to top that, because that, it was harmless, didn't hurt anything, but man, the school was for sale. So that was great. So there's been some good ones, but I don't know if anything will ever top that. So that's not a challenge. Don't top it.
And so with this year's graduation, how do you feel it's going to be similar but different than other years?
So last year was the first year we had it on the field. We're going to do it again on the field, but we're going to add some flair to it. We're going to get our teachers involved. As the kids go through the procession line, we're going to send them down the procession line of teachers too. I mean, the teachers are the boots on the ground, so that's going to be fun. We're bringing in more seating. That was the one complaint that I heard from last year, was we didn't have enough spots. So we're going to make sure we have more seating behind, and we're telling parents to bring camp chairs, just so we have room for everyone. We're still doing fireworks. The weather's supposed to be really, really nice. It's supposed to be 81 degrees that day, so it's going to be a fantastic day. But I just love the fact that we get to graduate at the place that they went to school. You know, we get to keep that memory here at school instead of trying to go to some university that some of them may never, ever return to. So the fact that we get to keep it here at school, I think, is the best part. So.
And then just remind us day and time.
Next Wednesday, May 31st, we're going to start at 8 p.m. Kids, be here at 7. Parents, don't save seats until 3. Come to the motorcade, support us at 2. It's going to be a busy day. So, yeah.
Okay. And what's your advice for your outgoing students?
Effort. Just, you got to work. If you want it, you got to work. Nothing gets handed to you unless you have a rich mom and dad, and sometimes it gets handed to you. But really, if you want to go anywhere in life, you got to work for it. So don't be afraid to put in some effort. Not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I work hard, and that's why I think I'm where I'm at, because I'm willing to work. So, kids, be willing to work. Go for it.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
So we're here with Jessica McCulloch, one of the newest additions to Miller Medical, and we're just going to take a little time to get to know you. So tell us about your experience and how you got to this point.
Yeah, so I graduated with my bachelor's in nursing from BYU, and then my nursing experience is in behavioral health and telemetry, so like med-surg nursing in the hospital, so I saw kind of a variety of different things there. But I actually really enjoyed, I think coming out of school, I wasn't intending to go into like behavioral health, but I actually really enjoyed it and found that like everyone has, you know, depression, anxiety. It's so much more common than some people think. And so that was really eye-opening to me. But then I decided to go into our nurse practitioner program. So I went to the U for that. And I graduated with my DNP in family nurse practitioner last May. So it's been about a year since I graduated. And yeah, so this is my first job, and I started in January of this year. So
Okay, and just tell me how this opportunity came about.
Yeah, so I was actually talking to Marcy, the other nurse practitioner, and I was just kind of asking her like if she knew of anything around here, because we had just recently moved back last summer to Tremont, and so I was just kind of keeping an eye out. I had a baby in October, and so I took a little bit of time off for that, but just talking to her, and then she reached back out to me and said that Dr. Miller might be interested in hiring another nurse practitioner, and so we talked and it ended up working out. So yeah.
What are some of the things that you found that are exciting to be a part of this group?
I just think that it's really cool that they're doing a lot of different things than a lot of primary care providers practices. They're going into the infusions and the hormone therapy and things like that, as well as the just general stuff that, you know, everybody needs to see a provider for. But I think that it's really exciting to be expanding into the part of the building next to us, and so we'll have a little bit more space. And I just have really appreciated that they're open to new ideas of how we can help people, and so that's one thing that I've really liked about it.
And so you mentioned some of your specialties and expertise, but tell me a little bit more about those and why you're excited to provide those to the community.
Yeah, so I mentioned the mental health stuff, behavioral health. I think just because of my nursing background, I've realized that that's such a huge part of our overall health. And so that's one thing that I really like to treat is anxiety, depression, really anything mental health wise. And then I also like to treat diabetes. I have some experience with my scholarly project in my doctoral program. It was about diabetes and diabetes education and things like that. So as well as just like all the general chronic health stuff that everybody needs. So, but those are probably my passions is mental health for one, and diabetes and obesity as well. I have some experience in like weight management, and so
So with summer upon us, what's your advice or summer safety tips?
yeah, so one thing I was thinking about is because of all the water and the rain and snow that we've gotten this year, I think that mosquitoes and bugs are probably going to be pretty bad. And so just some preventative tips is wear long pants, long sleeves, bug spray, just to prevent those, because they do carry diseases, bloodborne diseases and they are transferred through their bites and everything. And so that's one thing to do, is try to prevent it from happening. But if you do get a bug bite, I think the first thing you can do is use like cold or ice packs for the swelling and pain. You can use like calamine lotion for itching and pain. And then antihistamines, like something like Zyrtec or Claritin, are a little bit less sedating, but those can help with the itching. And then sometimes if those don't help, you can try something like Benadryl that is a little bit more sedating, and that can help with the itch. And then if it's really bad, if it's spread quite a bit and it's pretty dramatic, then there's other things that we can try, like oral steroids and things. But that's just something to watch out for, is like allergic reactions. So if you're having like wheezing, trouble breathing, a lot of this is if you get like a bee sting or something. But things to watch out for like an anaphylactic reaction is the wheezing, hard time breathing, like stomach cramping, nausea, vomiting, dizziness. That can be from like low blood pressure. So that's like an emergency situation, and you would want to seek help as soon as possible to get started on epinephrine and steroids and things like that. Another thing to keep in mind is that sometimes kids can have like exaggerated reactions. So a lot of times kids will have not just like a regular, I actually have a bug bite right here. I got a bug bite yesterday, just to show you guys. No, I think I got a mosquito bite yesterday, but you can see it's just like a really small local reaction. But sometimes they'll have, swelling that goes pretty far out, and that can be just a normal reaction for kids, and they'll kind of outgrow that. Mm-hmm. So some people are kind of confused on, is this like an allergy, or is this just like a normal reaction? I think a lot of time that can be a normal reaction that they'll outgrow. But I would say with kids, just start with the easy stuff, the ice, cold packs, the calamine lotion. And then if it's not helping or you're concerned at all, then you can bring them in and we can explore other options. So,
okay. Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
No problem.
This is usually when we go into hibernation mode here for Bear Live, but we got something new in store. See what's next for Bear Live in a collaboration with one of our partners. That official announcement is this week.